crisis in Europe.
3 children drowned.
Syrian refugees.
It's become a symbol of the desperation.
A surge of refugees.
Among the dead, several children, including a baby girl.
Children fleeing horrors we cannot even imagine.
The world is facing an incredible wave of violence.
Since the 1960s, it's been led by the al-Assad family, who have ruled it as quasi-dictators until the Arab Spring happened in 2011, a revolutionary wave of protests and conflicts in the Arab world that toppled many authoritarian regimes. But the Assads refused to step down and started a brutal civil war.
After this crisis happened, senators, representatives, all started to respond accordingly.
But Mr. President, I call attention to the urgent refugee crisis that's happening in our midst, in which men, women, and children are fleeing by the thousands from the violence and destruction that has engulfed the Middle East and North Africa. This crisis didn't come out of nowhere, like an earthquake or a tornado. Instead, it's the predictable result of this administration's policies of leading from behind.
Earlier this year, an attack at Garissa University in Kenya left 147 dead. And just yesterday, a suicide bomber killed 34 people in Yola, Nigeria.
Aside from all the talking, what has the refugees actually been going through?
One thing, please open the door because we are dying here. If you have a heart, open the door. The kids want to die in the air, please. The government there, no humanity, no humanity.
Due to this ongoing human crisis, let's take a look at what the United States have done to help. People still want to help. Citizens, United States citizens. But first, let's take a look at what their opinions are on how the United States has dealt with this refugee crisis.
Overwhelming number of people that need help. It's with our national values because we were a nation that was started by immigrants. Many Americans do feel that we have a responsibility to help those in need.
So far, right? They only accepted how many people? A couple thousand. So I think they can do a lot more. Especially being the most powerful nation in the world.
It sounds like that the percentage-wise very low percentage of the refugees have gone to America. Definitely argue that yes, they could do more.
There's been a lot of kind of negative connotations thrown around about refugees potentially being terrorists, and unfortunately this has kind of led to not as open towards refugees as I think the US should be, particularly when you consider the history of the United States and the fact that the United States was literally created by refugees.
However, others may have different opinions about United States accepting refugees?
It's a horrible thing in terms of humanity and everything, but you know, we've
400,000
got
men.
a lot of problems in our country.
Yeah.
Sean, we have a lot of problems in our country. We have to straighten out our own problems. I heard about the border, I heard about the wall. Well, the wall does work, especially if somebody like me does it, because I know how to do walls. The wall absolutely works, and my immigration policy and my immigration plan has really been well received. We have to get people into this country legally.
I just want to get you on the record. Are you saying absolutely people from Syria, the Middle East, 400,000 men, should we allow any of them into this country?
Look, from a humanitarian standpoint, I'd love to help, but we have our own problems. We have so many problems that we have to solve.
You know, it started off with 10,000. The other day I heard 200,000. We're going to take in 200,000. Could be, listen, they could be ISIS. Notice that are coming here from Syria as part of this mass migration. That if I win, they're going back. They're going back.
Donald Trump has definitely made a major impact on our modern day society. But the question here is whether that's a positive or a negative.
Donald Trump's not going to get elected president by disparaging people, by attacking people all the time. That's not how you win. You lift people's spirits up to be president of the United States. This whole approach of just saying someone's an idiot, someone's low energy, this is not going to...
It sounds really cool, you know. Let's just round them all up and send them back. People who say that have no idea what that would entail in terms of our legal system, the cost. Forget about it. And plus, where are you going to send them? So, you know, that's just a double whammy.
We still have hope. It's either we choose or choose not to.
Between us and a million miles.